This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself.
Today we have a very common problem. This is a GE oven that won't heat up, so we're going to pull the door off of its hinges. Some of these models you can't do that, so you may have to keep the door on. That's okay. You can still do this procedure. It's easier if you can get the door off though. We're going to pull out the racks, make sure we have it unplugged, or we can turn off the breaker. A lot of times for these ovens it's easier to turn off the breaker dedicated for the stove and the oven. There's two screws in the back of this bottom panel. Sometimes you can just take them off with your fingers. You might need a standard head screwdriver. Once we spin those off, we can lift this bottom panel off, and the igniter is going to be usually right underneath that. So we'll get those two screws off, and we're going to lift up the back of the bottom panel and then lift off the front lip. And then we can see there's a heat deflector underneath that. That's to help spread out the heat. And it's being held in by 1/4 inch screw here in the front. So it's easy just to zip that off. Then you can pull the heat deflector towards you and it'll come off, and that'll expose the igniter underneath. The igniter on this one looks like it's kind of up at a weird angle. Maybe it's missing one of the two screws that hold it on. Shouldn't be. It should be on the same angle as the burner tube or the venturi. We're going to go ahead and remove the one screw that's holding it in, and we're going to take off these two ceramic wire nuts. Your model, you may have to cut these wires to be able to splice in the new igniter. But this one's already been replaced from the original factory one, so we're just going to take off the wire nuts. And when you put these back on, you can put either one of the oven's power wires onto either one of the new igniter wires. There's no polarity issue. It can be done either way. So we're going to just untwist this one, and we're going to kind of clean up the wires that are coming out of the oven by twisting them. Just going to get this little screw out. I think it's a 1/4 inch screw that's holding on the igniter. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the threads of that screw. These screws tend to get hot and cold over and over, and they can break or they can strip out really easily. So putting a little bit of oil, any kind of oil would work. Just a tiny bit, like a drop, would be good on the threads. Go ahead and zip out that one screw. The igniter out of there. So now we have a new one. This is Electrolux Frigidaire igniter. Got it at Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. And then I'm going to line it up, put in two screws, and then hook up the wires. And just testing it now. It gets red hot, and then takes about probably 30 seconds, and then the gas flows in and the gas ignites. And it's normal for the igniter to stay glowing all the while that the flame is present. And then when it gets hot enough, it kills power to the flame. So I just turned off the thermostat, and the igniter's starting to lose its glow. And then eventually it'll turn off the gas, and the gas will go out also. And I can just put it back together. So this whole procedure just probably take you 20 to 30 minutes. Pretty easy to do. There we go. So make sure it cools down a little bit. Put the heat deflector back in. So we slide it in, and we put in that 1/4 inch screw in the front. Get that tight. Now we'll grab the lower panel. We're going to go ahead and put that in the front part of it at about 45 degrees going down to get the panel underneath the lip in the frame. And then we'll lower down the back of the panel and add those two screws back in. So you can just put these in by hand. You may want to give it a few turns with the standard head screwdriver when you're done. All right, I'll put the grates back in, just slide them in. You can see the kind of curved side curves should be pointing up and goes in first. Same with the second rack. It's a pretty old stove, but it's still going. Put in this little cookie sheet. We'll grab the door. We're going to slide it down onto these hinges that are out at about 33 degrees. So slide it all the way down, kind of wiggle and slide, and then fully close it, and we'll give it a 350 degree test. And that's it. Pretty easy. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.